What's going on today, fellas? So today I want to kind of go over wire sizing and fuse selection for your car audio equipment. So you just really want to think of your fuses as a protection device. You know, some of us got 80, 90, $100,000 pickup trucks, or just pickup trucks in general that you want to protect. You probably don't want fires. You don't want smoke. You don't want any of it. You don't want nothing being damaged. So you want to protect anything that you have. So let's get started doing this. Let's see. I'm going to select this. Let's do it in red. I didn't mean to do that, but okay. So we're going to start off this, fellas. Don't judge my drawing. This is going to be your battery. We're going to say your ground over here. We're going to say this is your runs. We're going to say this is your fuse block. Let's go back to it. Let's just say we got red wire. Let's just say we run to the back of the vehicle. Most amps are black. So we're gonna do that right there. Let me see, we're gonna put right here, we're gonna put amp. I gotta do this with my finger, I don't have a stylus, so don't judge me. So, this could be, let's just say that this right here could be lithium or AGM. I don't like that. Let's take that back. I don't like how this put up there. So for today, we're gonna use let's just put down here lithium. Because this applies to both. Or AGM. All right. We're going to do it that way. Because this theory works for both ways. You know what I'm saying? You know if you're going to run AGM, run your AGM. Going to run lithium, run your lithium. This battery bank. That's a battery bank. Dang, it's ugly. But anyway, fellas, let's continue. From the time you design your system, the main thing you need to, I don't care how you do it, the speakers first, amp second, or amps first, speakers second. The main thing you need to know is your amp rating. So let's say you want to run, 2 amps. One for the subs, one for the highs. Let's put a little red wire. Let's go to this. Amp. Dang, it's ugly. But anyway, so for this topic today, we're going to use a basic system. something that, you know, you probably we're gonna use a pickup truck. We're going to use for our sub amp. We're going to use a see what we're gonna use, fellas. We're gonna use the M2500. This is an eraser. Oh, sweet. It's an eraser. Sweet. Found an eraser. Let's say this is a M2500. Let's say for our highs amp, you know, some of y'all gonna go bigger. For M2500, you're probably gonna run. I don't know what you're gonna run. Everybody's preferences are different. But let's just say we're going to run a 500.4. $125 by 4 channels. With that style, I don't know how they do it. Different amp rate, different companies do it different ways. I'm just gonna do it. 125 by 4. Okay, cool. So, next step. I don't care if you put it in yourself. I don't care if it's a shop. If you see a shop doing this wrong, they need to be fired. Just plain and simple. From your battery bank up front, on the M2500, I told y'all, Titanate or AGM. You may have 1 or 2 AGMs. You know where your batteries are. Your battery could be over here somewhere. Some people have a battery right here. Second battery. Ooh. Some people. But for this one, I'm gonna keep this one simple. For now. We'll come back to that later. Some of y'all gonna have that. We'll come back to that later. All right, but anyway. Thing you need to know. That M2500. That's a 250 amp draw amp. That 500.4 is a 50 amp draw amp.
Which is perfect for the gameplays and the other stuff.
Sorry about that. So what I'm finna do right now, I'm currently looking up M2500 current draw. Oh. Let me look on their site. It's possible. Digital design amps are severely underrated. So some of these brands, you know, they severely underrate their amps. So I can believe it. Oh, here we go. I'll take that. I can believe it. 400 amp draw. Now for our 500.4, I'm not going to use any specific brand. I'm only doing an M2500 because it's a great amp, great product. Try it if you want. You know what I'm saying? If you need more power than that, this will, in theory, work. You would just have to use your amp draw. Let's just say for this highest amp, let's just say it is 9 times out of 10. That 500.4. What size fuse? I'm just gonna get a generic. mean, I would say 50 amp fuse. We're gonna say 50 amp fuse, just for general, so we won't get lost on that. 50 amps. So, fellas, this fuse up here needs to be the maximum, possibly at max wire ampacity for whatever wire we're running. Right? And it needs to be within, I say within 12 inches of this battery. But at the same time, we got a 400 amp draw subwoofer amplifier. We got a 50 amp draw highs amplifier. So we need 450 amps right here. I have not seen a 450 amp fuse. So let's backtrack. This is probably the small, this right here. Hold on, gotta get my thing going. 100 amp fuse. So 100, so we need a 500 amp fuse. Fuse needs to be 500 amps. Now, this is where everything gets tricky for a lot of people. Let me draw that a little bit better. I know that right there might confuse somebody because it's confusing me sitting there looking at it. 100 amps. But anyway, you need a 500 amp fuse. So if you need a 500 amp fuse to protect this system going to this back, right? So that means for you to run all this, trying to figure out the best way to actually put this. So now, knowing I need 500 amps to make it back here to power this, I need to get 500 amps. I'm gonna say 2 runs of 1 out. So our wire right here, 2 runs, 1 out. You got 2 runs of 1 out running to the back, 2 runs over here as well, fellas. All right, follow me. So now, you got M2500, you got 2 runs of 1 out. Now, this is where it get a little tricky. Somewhere right in this area. I shouldn't have did that. Somewhere right in this area. Let me get my trusted marker. Block. That's ugly, but okay. You're gonna need a distributor. Now, from that distributor, this wire right here, running from this fuse back, is protected by that fuse. All right. From the fuse block, you're gonna run wires let's erase this. Yeah, I know we already, if you followed the video, you know we've already discussed lithium AGM. There ain't no more reason to leave that up there. It's not gonna be perfect. I should have left that right there, but anyway, following the video, you will know. Please don't skip through parts. You may get confused. All right, so you got a distributor block. So with that distributor block, let's put some blue in here. You're gonna run for this M2500, you're going to run one, preferably two runs from the distributor. I messed it up. Make this look a little better so it's easier to explain. You're gonna run 1, 2. I will run 2 runs to the M2500, which I think that's what it calls for, if I'm not mistaken. If it only has one out input, get a dual input. All right, better, more current, better. You'll get better bass. Now, that 500.4, it can take, probably could take 4 gauge. But I don't even think I own any 4 gauge anymore. So what Fred's gonna do, Fred's gonna run 1 gauge, one out over there to a reducer. 0 gauge, as some people call it, but the true electrical wire size for it is 1 out. All right, gonna run that over there to your highs amp. Now, here's where it get a little tricky. So y'all see I got 2 wires right here. I got a fuse up front, protecting the wire coming to the back. Now, for these 2 wires that's feeding my M2500, it needed 400 amps, right? Let's get rid of the highs amp wire, and I may have to spread it out a little bit further. All right. Show y'all something. From this distribution block to this amp, and this is something that y'all seen in my truck as well, you got to break that wire. You got to break them 2 runs. You know your ground going to be down there somewhere at the bottom. We ain't concerned with that right now. Let's just keep it a buck. $400, no. That is not how this finna go. How this finna go? This finna be divided. 200, 200. Fuse. That fuse holder's finna be, you finna have a 200 on that wire and a 200 amp on that wire. Now, that's protected. You just protected your M2500. And you're giving it sufficient current that it needs. Y'all follow me? All right, so now, this 500.4, let's feed it some wire. Our M2500 is protected. Let's go back to this one. Most highs, 1 run. Now, truth be told, you really gonna want your fuse to be right in here. You want it to be close to that distribution block. You want it within 12 inches. Now, y'all want to know the technical term for why and the technical details as to why? There is a delay in the time it takes that fuse to blow before it protects your equipment. The closer, the better. But be realistic. It's going to be pretty hard to cut a wire and put a fuse right there. So that's more realistic. If you put your fuse holder within 12 inches, you're fine. Now, for this one, we determined that 500.4, it don't take that much current, but just for the sakes of this vehicle, to keep it the math easy, 100 amps. That's the fuse. So now all of those amps are protected. Y'all follow me? All right, cool. So y'all see now we did 2 runs of 1 out to go to the back. It comes to the distribution block. Distribution distribute. Nah, that ain't gonna work. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. That's just how this gonna go. I'm finna make y'all, so y'all understand how we got to this point here. This whole first half, y'all understand from the front, from your battery bank to the fuse, how I calculated the fuse to get a 500 amps. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, oh, I messed up, fellas. 500 amps. No, I didn't. I put 500 amp fuses on it. Because some of y'all going to run welding cable. Some of these one-offs out here can, for a short period of time, hold that current. Now, me, let me go ahead and size these fuses. Ooh, big eraser. So y'all know we got 2 fuses, right? I need 500 amps. This right here you can find anywhere. 250, 250. 250 amp fuse. Ooh. I'm getting worse and worse as we go along. 250 amp fuse. That's what we're looking at. That's how I would size that. If you run the same thing I'm running welding cable, you can put 500 amp fuses. Don't listen to people that sit there and say they don't run fuses. If you cherish your vehicle, yeah, I know y'all done seen anything could happen. If you're in a car accident, be safe. All right. Back to the eraser. Now, since y'all follow me, so before I erase it, battery bank, lithium or AGM, don't matter which one. If you can run 2 AGMs at the front, yes, you can power that. If you got a lithium battery up front, yes, you can power this. Now, from there, first thing before it gets to the back of the vehicle, to the back wall of that truck, fuse holder. I got 2 runs of 1 out. 250 amp fuse on one, 250 amp fuse on the other. All right, cool. Gonna run back. We got 2 amps, and I got 2 runs of 1 out. Now we're going to a distribution block. From the distribution block, we're gonna run our power to our fuses for our M2500. I got a 200 amp fuse on 1 run, and I got a 200 amp fuse on the other. All right. With a dual input. Because I don't know if that amp does it come with 1 input or 2? I think it comes with 1 input. So you're going to need a dual input. You got to buy a dual input. I would buy a dual input. That amps put out so much. What they are considering when they put that on there, I'm guessing somebody's going to have a battery right here. They think somebody has a battery right here where this distribution block is. Not everybody can put a battery right there. So because you got that real long length of wire going to this distribution, run 2. Trust me, run 2. That length, yeah, run 2. If you only run 1, voltage drop. It's coming. It's coming. That wire length, it could, if it's over 10 feet, you're going to start losing voltage. All right. Also from this distribution block, our M2500s are already protected. We got a 100 amp fuse in line with our 500.4 right here. It's protected. It's protected. The wire that's running through your vehicle's protected. Everything's protected. Car accident or anything go wrong, you're protected. This is what you want to do. This is how you size it. Now, for my truck, hold on, can I just, ooh, that's sweet. For my truck, right here, let's see, let's do this. Black. If you look at my truck, first thing y'all gonna see is that distribution block. It is divided. That's how it's divided. I got wires coming in, wires coming in. Ground, on mine, I use that 4 to 8 volt battery ground that's on the eTorx to ground mine. Positive, I got 2 runs of welding cable coming in. 2 runs. All right, so once mine leaves there, I have a big battery bank. X-Max 90 at the bottom. That grounds run to it and positives run to it. That's just distribution block at this moment. That's going to the X-Max 90. Now, y'all may have seen this too. There is a fuse holder right here in my truck on that back wall. It's a quad. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool. It's a quad. Now y'all see the wires going to the battery. I did not fuse protect it. That is short. It's right there, like right there. And it's wire sheath. It's very short. Man, somebody hit back there. Me putting a fuse right between. Me putting a fuse right here ain't finna do nothing. It's lithium. It's just good game, coach. It's just good game, coach. I just redraw that. If somebody come hit my vehicle, ooh, that's terrible, y'all. It's over. It's just over. So, from the positive side, got that running down there. Okay, cool. Now, is that the exact amount? Yeah, I think so. I think that's the exact amount, if I ain't mistaken. I'm not sure. I can't remember off the top of my head. I have to go out there and look at it. So, this right here is the fuse block. Fuses. I got a 500. 500, 500. Reason being, you're not gonna find that size fuse that is needed. So I want bigger because everything is right there and everything's safe. So I want a little bit bigger. So I got these. Hold up, nah. Let's do this another color. We're gonna do this in another color. Got a wire running here, here, and here. Now, I ran 500 because I'm an experienced user, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's gonna be a little different. Plus, the size for my M8000 that I need, I think for the current draw, you'll be looking at a real funky number. I probably could have used 350 amp fuses, but I had 500 amp fuses. So, I used what I had. I'm going to be proper later on. I'm going to put 350 amps. So I left a space in my fuse holder for later. Now for later, I'm going to run a highs amp. Ooh, that's ugly. We're going to run a highs amp. Future highs amp. That G looks, ooh, that G. You know what? Ooh, y'all ain't finna talk about me. Let me fix that. Future highs amp. That's why I went ahead and bought the quad. So I can just throw it right there with it. When I throw that right there with it, that's all I have to do. Now, on these two wires right here, they are fused from the front of my vehicle. Cool, it's protected to this point. It's protected to this point, nothing to this point. Because it's like really right there. You know what I'm saying? Really right there. I made sure everything was super tight. Wire sheath covered, everything. Heat shrink, all. Now, from this distribution bar to this fuse holder, I am sending 3 wires. 1, 2, 3. They are going to my amp. And my amp, 8K. 8K put out a lot of power. That's what this going. And if y'all want to know, just for giggles, boom. My grounds are coming from over here. Multiple grounds. I probably have what? I got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 grounds on the distribution going to the ground spot, to the frame. And I have a total of 4 that's coming out of the X-Max 90, negative side. But my grounds all come from distribution. I like for mine to be organized. Right here, this is not how it looks. If I were to show you that back wall, y'all know it looks neat and clean. But I just want y'all to remember, this, I'm just showing you an illustration of mine. You see, I protected my amp. My amp is protected. My highs amp in the future, I got it in that other room. I got like 3 or 4 highs amp I can use. It's going to be protected. There go the future amp right here. Hold up, I can scroll this thing down. Oh, they cutting up. I ain't even know that. Ooh, learn something new every day. Hold up, I need to go back up though. Ah, this is messed up. Leave it. There you go. Okay. Anyway, my M8000 is protected. My 8K is protected. Everything's protected. Wires coming from the front right here. Right here, this is what I'm talking about right now. These wires coming into the distribution bar, they're protected. Wires going from here, it's protected. Wires going to the amp, protected. The only wires I did not protect is here, going down to the X-Max 90. The only reason I did not protect the wires going down to the X-Max 90, those wires are less than a foot long. I would be trying to fit a fuse holder in somewhere that's like practically right there. I would have to sit it on top of the battery. That's not practical, fellas. That's why it's not. So this here, fellas, is how you calculate up your fuse ratings. You've seen earlier I calculated up a M2500 and just your generic Highs amp and how I got it. I hope you guys can use this. Like, subscribe in the comments. If you have a suggestion for a video, put it there. Put it in the comments. I'm always trying to engage as much as possible. If it's something that needs to be broken down and explained, I will do my best to do that. Now, I'm still a father and a husband, so just bear with me on the time frame. But I will do my best to make a video to explain whatever is put in the comment that I see that most people want me to explain. All right, fellas, this the bass head. This is the video to explain wire selection, wire and fuse selection. This is the video for that. For 2500 watt amps and up, you can apply this logic to Fosgate BDCPs 1500s. You can apply this logic to 1200 watt amps, 800 watt amps, 500 watt amps. Now, let me do this. Since there we go. Let me do this. Let me take that out so I don't want anybody coming in confused. This for 1200 watt amps, 1200 watts. When you're trying to figure out the rating, buy amps that got instruction manuals. We're gonna go to my amp. Nah, let's do an M2500. Right there. Max current draw. 400 amps. That's the size and fuses you need to get to that amp. If you put anything less than that in there, you are not giving you will limit this amplifier. The fuse may blow. It should blow, but you will be limited. This is how you size it. You can go to this amp. You can, and once you see, that's dampening factor. Max draw, 400 amps. That's how I got there, 400 amps. Me personally, I'm running 2 runs of 1 out, 200 amp fuse on each run. Now, what do they have? One, crap. Amplifiers, come on. So I guess what I'm looking for will have to be right here. Told you earlier we chose a 500 watt amp for our highs. Continuous wattage 75 times 4. Ooh, that's a nice amp. 4 ohms, they're pretty good. 2 ohms, 125 by 4. Ooh, that's pretty good. This is why. All right, that right there, you are not finna find a 440 amp fuse to run it back. Just don't go undersized. Just try to stay within. Stay within reason. Go the next size up in whatever you can find, and that will put you where you want to be at to get power to both of those and protect your wire and your devices. All right, see, yeah, I knew I was right. 4 amp draw. That's pretty good. Well, fellas, I'm gonna end this video here. This is just showing you how to put together a system, an example of how I broke mine down and how I protect my devices and my wiring in my truck and how I just keep my truck safe. I would advise you guys to do the same. Don't listen to people that say they don't fuse things. To me, that ain't smart. Think about it like this. I used to be an electrician years ago. Imagine if the power company just ran the power wires into your house with no type of breakers. Even though it's illegal, you practically setting yourself up for a house fire. So just protect yourself, fellas. That's the best way to put it. I don't mean to put home electrical in, but everywhere you go, all these plants you see, even the power company themselves, there are fuses on the power lines. You better believe there are. You know what I'm saying? So just make sure you choose the correct size. This is just a general video to kind of show you a basic circuit of how it works. I will be doing further videos breaking down ampacity and how I choose wire size at a later date. But subscribe, again, like and subscribe, and comment any topic that you would want me to make a video on breaking it down. All right, fellas. Peace.